Hey, what's going on, you guys? I want to welcome y'all back to another Patreon video. In this video, I wanted to talk about, uh, pretty much like the first meal that you're doing. Because y'all know, um, in the course, we was talking about like when's the best time to eat. Okay, so if you took the course, you know when the best time to eat. So during that meal, you want to make sure that you pretty much get in most of what you need to sustain your body. Okay, but since it's earlier in the day, as early as you can, and when you start to get hungry early in the morning, once you reset your body to the normal, um, I can't even think of the words, you guys, right now, but pretty much getting your body aligned with the day and the night, because your body naturally gets hungrier during the day, okay, in the morning. So in the morning time, you want to make sure you're eating enough to make sure it can get you through the whole day, okay? Because the later you eat in the day is gonna mess up your biological clock. That's one way to say it. So when you have that reset and you start eating more towards the morning time or early in the day compared to at night, like most people do, um, your biological clock is gonna start um, resetting back to a normal homeostasis. All right. So the first meal, you want it to basically be comprised of equal parts of protein. All right, write it in. And then you want fats. And then you got carbs. Okay. Now, this ain't the only way that you can do it. Okay. It's pretty much based on what your body is telling you. If you feel like you need some carbs, which is gonna be some days where you feel like you need some carbs, you can go ahead and go for some. Um, okay, hold on, you guys. I can show y'all some examples. Carb source that works great for me is this. If y'all can see that, this, and then it has. Y'all can see it. The total carbohydrates in there, and then I'm gonna show you guys the specific. This is the specific sugar right here. I only put a little bit in there. Hold on, let me get that out the bag. All right, so this is it right here. Now, I know y'all would probably think it's some exotic type of sugar that you should be doing or that would coexist within your body without having the least amount of fat. But I'm telling you, I tried all types of sugar. I tried coconut sugar, cane sugar, fair trade cane sugar, brown sugar, all the different types of sugar. Okay, honey, all these things. The one that doesn't accept my stomach, doesn't cause bloating or anything, especially when I mix it with dairy products like that milk or yogurt or kefir, is this type. The same sugar we used to put in Kool-Aid. For some reason, I can't tell you why, but I know that fruit is not fructose. Like whenever I put honey, which is comprised of mainly fructose, it pretty much bloats. And some people have intolerance towards fructose or, certain types of fructose. Okay. But this is basically what I found works. Okay. So you put a little bit, I put a little bit into the milk just to sweeten it up a little bit. I put a little bit into the yogurt, put a little bit into the kefir. Okay. And that's pretty much how I get my carbs. And then I may also eat some oranges for some vitamin C or some type of fruit that I do well with. Okay. Let me put this sugar up, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's what I do for carbs. Okay. So that's that. Um you really want to make sure the most important thing to make sure you stabilize your blood sugars throughout the day. And just again, I want to say this. It would be best to, and I'm gonna make a video for this specifically. to go ahead and get your blood work tested. Okay. You can even do it nowadays where you can do it directly with the lab, and then you can take your lab results to your doctor. Okay. And you can do it that way. Then he can interpret it to you and for you. But it used to be a day and time where you had to go through the doctor, and then they tell you yes or no if you can't get your blood work done based on your insurance and whether or not they accept it. Like, no, you can go ahead and get that blood work done for, I think it was under $100, okay, or somewhere around there. It's not $1,000 or something like that, or $600. All right, so just to see if you're dealing with like a high level of diabetes, and then or something like that, some metabolic disease. But pretty much, if you're a normal individual, even if you pre-diabetic or something like that, it can pretty much be controlled with what I'm saying here. Okay, so um, you want to make sure you get enough protein. Please don't sit there and eat no pancakes and a little incy tiny amount of eggs, because that's what our grandma used to do. She could give us a big old pancake that's as big as a dinner plate, okay, and then give us a little tiny amount of eggs and a piece of bacon, okay, when it should have been the other way around. You see what I'm saying? Because those pancakes that was as big as a dinner plate probably had to have, especially when you put syrup on it, and it would be like two pancakes. It had to be around 150 carbs. Okay, 150 carbs. Which, I know some people they get 300, 400 carbs, but that's eating all throughout the day. Okay, so stop eating the big old dinner plate, pancakes, Belgian waffles that take up the whole plate, and you want to replace that portion with things like eggs, if you can tolerate eggs. I can't tolerate eggs. Okay, um, I can eat eggs every now and then, but if I do it back to back to back to back, then it messes up my digestion. So, like what I personally would do and what I do, I like to get tilapia, uh, lamb, like grass-fed lamb. Hold on, I can show y'all. All right, so I got some lamb right here. I got this from Aldi, or you can get it from Whole Foods. And I chop it up, or I just fry it in my in some duck fat, G butter, or some what else, lard or beef tallow, in my cast iron on low setting, and I cook it for about 5 to 8 minutes, and I just see if it's golden brown. Then I flip it to the other side, or I chop it up into bite-sized pieces, along with some tilapia, which I have right here. I got this from Aldi, and I either pan fry it on each side, like sear each side, or I chop it up in pieces, and then I cut up a little bit of bacon to go ahead and add some flavor to it. And that's pretty much. I even got some tomatoes and some avocados in there, and I mix it up with that, and you can make you like a little, a meat salad with some vegetables in there. The avocado. Well, avocados are fruit, and the tomatoes are fruit, but it has the substances like vitamin C in there that'll help round out your diet. Okay, so eating something like that, and I even got sour cream. I'll probably throw that a little bit, and that's where we start getting into our fats. Okay, so I mix this tilapia since tilapia is pretty lean. If I was to just eat this tilapia by itself and just focus on that, I would get hungry 3 times a day. Okay, now if I eat this tilapia and cook it with some butter, with a little bit of sour cream on it, with some avocado and some bacon, that sounds good, don't it? I know. When I eat it like that, I probably only need, if I eat a big enough meal to the point where I'm full, I'll probably only need as a second meal something light like uh 2 cups of milk, or some kefir, or a little bit of yogurt, in around like 4 o'clock. Okay, so biggest meal in the first part of the day. This is what you want to do. You don't want to have your biggest meal at the latter part of the day, because then you're gonna mess up your sleep patterns. Okay, and then you keep doing it. It's gonna have a trickle effect on the rest of your bodily systems. Okay. And then people be talking about brain farts and all these things like this here. So you pretty much just want to have it comprised of each thing. You don't want to be skipping out, cut all your carbs out, and you may be able to eat potatoes. I would make a potato scramble with some eggs or with some beef and some avocados, and you can get your carbs that way. Okay, you may not like milk, like my mom doesn't like yogurt and kefir products. So, but she likes milk. You see what I'm saying? And if y'all get that milk that I just showed, I've had issues with tolerating dairy ever since I turned around 20, and ever since I started and lactose and all that them lies. So I started getting some real milk that's pretty close to raw milk. Okay, unless you want to go straight to the farm or go to a website. And I put the website in the Patreon too. Um, they sell raw milk, or you can get this low temp pasteurized, non homogenated milk, and it's like a cream top milk, and I can digest that perfectly. Okay, so that's why I would get my carbs from, since I don't do well with potatoes. Okay. So it's just figuring out what you can handle from each one. And there's certain fruits that I can't tolerate. So it's just figuring out which carbs you can do. Some people can do good on rice. You can put some rice in there. Okay. Just don't make the rice the main thing. Because rice doesn't have a lot of nutrients that come along with it. You understand? And then you get hungry. Whenever you comprise your diet or meal mainly of carbs, especially something like rice that's void of a lot of nutrition, you're gonna get hungry again. The key is to, when the hunger comes, you want to, and pretty much your hunger is based on a feedback system. You get hungry during the same time every time that you usually eat. So if you train yourself to get hungry in the morning, then boom, you'll be right in line with your body hormonally. Is start digesting what you started eating earlier that morning, right around bedtime in the evening, and then you'll start having a smoother sleep. You ain't gonna need melatonin no more. uh you start yawning like a normal human being. You ain't gotta stay up late watching videos or keep the TV on, trying to have that make you go to sleep. I know y'all been doing that too, especially older folks. My grandma used to do that. She needed the TV to cut on, and as soon as the TV come off, then she'll wake up. I don't want you in that type, because that's pretty messed up. That's pretty messed up, y'all. So I don't want y'all doing all that to get some sleep. So this will help correct all that stuff. Don't cut out your fats. Don't cut out your protein. Don't cut out your carbs. Just make sure you're getting equal portions of each thing. And I even gave y'all some, just like if you're lactose intolerant, you can do potatoes and things like that. Or if you can't do potatoes, then you can also do all right, we're gonna edit that out. But you can also, like, if you can't do potatoes, just do what I do, and then you can do dairy or something like that. So it's just pretty much figuring out. And then as far as fats, eggs. If you can't do eggs, cooking your meats in butter and things like that. Okay, or the lamb. That lamb has fat. Milk has fat, and the fat is where you're getting most of your uh, fat soluble vitamins. All right, fat soluble vitamins is gonna be like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K3. You get vitamin K2 from plants. Okay. Um, so fats are very important. If somebody's telling you take all the fat off or have a no fat diet, then you're gonna start experiencing things. I'll make a separate video about that. Hold on, y'all. I gotta close my window. So you don't want to cut anything out, okay? And that's pretty much what you want your whole meal to comprise of, especially your first meal, so you don't have to eat 7 meals a day, and then you in a McDonald's drive-through line and Taco Bell and White Castle late at night, okay? And the reason why most people do that is because they work all through the day, they get up, they rushing to work, because they waking up late because they sleep cycles is off, and then they go and get a McDonald's biscuit or something from breakfast from McDonald's or something like that. That's strike one. That ain't good for you. So you working all throughout the day. You probably ain't anything all day, and then after that you come home 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. Then all right, y'all. If y'all heard some foolishness in the back, we got some. But pretty much that's it, y'all. That's it. I just want to make sure y'all know this part of it, so y'all not lost in the sauce about this. All right, you guys. So y'all take care. If I forgot to say something, let me know down in comments. Okay. All right, you guys. Y'all take care. See y'all on the next Patreon video or wherever platform we at. You never know if Patreon might change some rules. Okay, we gonna get this information to y'all so y'all can take care of yourself and your family.